There we go. Bam. Yeah. Oh. All right. Bam. What's up? How you doing, Odie? Good to see you. Don't want to jump into this just yet, so I'm going to test out a little TF2 while... What's going on here? So I opted to change the animation from being an HTML to being an actual video that's looping in the background, and hopefully that'll help with some of the lag that we've been seeing, because I think it's just been eating too much RAM by making and probably not deleting the objects. So we're gonna try this out. We're gonna go over to shmeef2. I forgot when we did this. Where you at? Come on. No. What the frig? What did I capture? Am grinding on TSB. I don't know what that is. What is TSB? Alright, we're just gonna go with this one. Bam. Bam. Do one quick round of kill. Oh, tough. Oh, this sucks. Why aren't you? The strongest battlegrounds. I have no idea what that is. Oh, Roblox. Okay. Gotcha. So what a screen capture. Okay. Application window. There we go. I want you. Beautiful. Yikes. For some reason the bounding box is a little jank. There we go. Alright. What is happening here? Alright, it should line up. Okay, it lines up when I look at it. Gotcha. I'll drop you at the bottom. Beautiful. The strongest battlegrounds. I'll take a peek at it, but if it's an RTS, I'm out. Also, I don't think I'm logged in on my Linux side of things. Ah, okay. So it's interesting. Cool, man. The main thing I want to test right now is lag, because I think doing this has helped. It's battle. Got it. Okay. Like I said, the main thing I want to try out today is the object comparator, which I'm not quite sure how to test. But I did the math, and if I record the game state at every single time it's updated throughout the game, that's like 10 megs a game. 100 games, it's 100 megs. 1,000 games, we're looking in the territory of like essentially a gig every 1,000 games, which is just not reasonable. Where'd you go? Expecting you. Based off anime characters, gotcha. I remember I was really big into Naruto back in the day. I used to watch with my brother on Adult Swim when... So, whenever my parents would go out, we would be babysat, and the babysitter would... Actually, no, this was after... I guess we were old enough for him to kind of be the person in charge. We'd both stay up late and watch, not Adult Swim, Toonami, back when that was a thing. Oop. And my parents would... I lived under like a regime growing up. They would literally check the TV for heat because it was a CRT. Because obviously we lied all the time. We wanted to go watch fun stuff. We'd get caught every single time using the TV after our allotted hours. I am struggling right now with this. Come here. Come here. I saw you. And so I'm trying to think about the best way to do the object comparator. I think I might just throw a button up on the front end. Oh, and I can just save the object as is in an array for a little bit. And then I can compare the latest two events. It's not a bad idea. I like that. Let's add that to our to-do list. Because right now I'm really struggling with the object comparator. Throw up test button on front end. Save previous game state. Whenever updated on backend, button, current and previous. And displays diff. Okay. Very often the issue is in the ability to translate the problem into what you're actually literally into the problem statement of what you're trying to do. Come on. Yes. Yes. No, get on. Yes. Come on. Yes. Come on. Come on, Scoot. Really a beast. I played with that guy before, for sure. How are we doing on lag today? I feel like this is performing better. I think switching over to the video files really helped a lot. Nice, good. All right, so then it might have been the HTML. So I'm glad I made that fix earlier today. Have you been keeping up with any of the Roblox Predator stuff? I have a very surface level understanding of it, but it looks like it's a pretty big oopsie when you get Chris Hansen involved. It's just no bueno. I don't know who Shipe is. Oh, Schlep. I also don't know who that is. It's so weird. I stopped caring about internet drama about a decade ago. Like, I remember when Tobuscus was the huge to-do about being the worst thing happening on the internet. God, I'm freaking old, man. It did not take me long from turning 30 to feeling 30. It's coming up. Who did that? Who's doing that? Stop that. Get some help. Whoop. Schlep is the guy catching Preds and getting them banned off the platform. You know, that sounds like doing the Lord's work to me. But there's this crazy thing in corporate America and just corporations in general where doing the right thing sometimes acknowledges that there is a problem to begin with, and the worst thing you can do for your shareholders is acknowledging there's problems. Oh, we got banned? Oh. Yeah, that's not good. That's just defending the predators, not doing anything to help the victims. It's crazy considering how many freaking kids are on that platform. Let's see. Jeez. Yeah. Welcome to the real world, bud. That moolah. Does Roblox run on Linux? I mean, probably. Does Roblox run on Linux? Doesn't have native support, but Android emulator makes it work. I mean, this feels like a fairly outdated meme, but I was trying to figure out a platform to make a very quick meme game about the Coldplay couple. That would be funny to essentially have a first person Where's Waldo of finding the just those people in whatever concert venue you're at. Roblox would be a good venue for that sort of thing. So this is the main thing I've been working on, and this is our sort of path forward. But I'm debating between doing a whole hard-coded comparator between like a hard-coded comparator between previous game states, or having up here, which is what ChatGPT pooped out, but I can't get to run properly, of a nested comparator between objects. The nested comparator would be more useful because if I ever change the game state object, then naturally the method would still work. I don't have to sort of maintain the differences between. But there's still, I don't know, my old school Java educated brain tells me it's nice having things hard coded just because you know they'll work every time. Which isn't always the right reason to do something, but it, being my own personal project, having that assuredness, it's nice, you know? I'm gonna die. Don't stab me. Yeah, get out of here, kid. Shpee. Nice. I think you did wrong. Ow, why? Feeling blue is struggling. I miss my team. Oof. My boys. Miss my boys. I'm gonna die. Push too far. I have no idea. I gotta go check. I'm logged in on my Windows computer, the Windows side of things, and I've been trying to use Linux as much as I possibly can. So funny when they do server resets and you can't vote. Alright. Alright, I forgot I was doing that. Okay, I think I'm gonna take a quick pee, and then we're gonna work on this object manipulation thing. Because the thing that really matters is the socket, route, and controller. Because this guy right here. Socket route always pulls in the state. Yeah. That's our guy. Yeah, maybe. Remember to log into Roblox. Oh well, another time when I figure out how to do it on Linux. So, like I said, the big thing that I want to work on next is the comparator. I hope I can just get this to work. Where we have our two objects come in. Start recursion. Test the two objects. After. So it says if these are identical, skip them, okay. No changes, it's fine. I don't think I made the tables yet. I don't think these tables exist. State change history. Let's see where we're at here. Heh, almost got you. No. What are we screaming for? Oof. Oh shoot. What are you doing? Look at his kneecaps. Where'd you go? Oof. What was that? Whoa, malarkey. So much fun meleeing a scout. Okay. I don't know if that's the case. I'm pretty sure I made an account with my email. I just gotta actually figure out what it is. Ugh. Classic dog behavior. Oh, nice try. That's embarrassing. By whom? It's hard to see. No, if I'm gonna do anything else besides CF2, I'm working on my game today. I'll be right back. All right. So this is the main thing I'm working with right now, is this guy right here, log state change. So I log the state change and the turn. And it doesn't record the diff yet. I don't believe. Oh, so no, I do pass in the state change event into the function, and then this is my sort of top level database tracker. The state change event has my previous and next states. These are added via the log state change function, where I have this intermediary function. I appreciate it. May he rest in peace. I appreciate being remembered. Okay, so log state change. And I track in the top level. So this is gonna break. I'm totally sure of it, but we're gonna figure out how it breaks. And hopefully we just get rid of the easy stuff first. All right, didn't break yet. The ticker's broken, which we knew would happen because we have to pull it out of the state change stuff. Select star from state change history. Okay. So this worked. This is showing up in my database, which is cool. Nice, that's good. I'm gonna commit an action. I'm gonna do something very simple. I'm just gonna buy a battery. Does this still work? I didn't see anything change because it cracked. Okay. Interesting. That's fine. I knew that would happen. Although I'm printing this out a lot. Creating player array. Oh, this is the initial create. Func is not a function at the socket controller, which is. Do I have to? No. My battery helper. This should have worked. It's a function. And I pass in the ticker and all that jazz. Weird. See, this is the whole thing I'm not excited to do. There's sometimes refactoring is really fun when you're excited about it. I know this is like a medicine refactor where I don't want to do it, but I know it'll be good for me. And it cracked here. So we should see by battery. Wait, it exists. It's just, oh, do I? Oh, I'm calling the function, which means I'm probably doing this further down the line. I'm not instantiating the function, I'm just passing it. All of these are wrong. This one's gonna be weird because I'm gonna make this a helper just for now. Because this, go back up to the top. Yeah. Oh Jesus. They all need the same function signatures. Like, it's fine to okay, so as long as I overload it, it should still work fine. This is gross. This is really bad coding. Don't do this. But because this doesn't take any function parameters, I can overload it and I can just not call in any of the parameters. And play card helper. This is why I made helpers for these. This is not going to work either because I'm trying to pass parameters into the function, so I need my I strip this out. Bam. Good job, team. I think I critted myself there. Still gotta test and fix all the summon cards too. Okay, but this should help a lot. Yes. See, I'm calling the function, so nothing's actually getting passed. Interesting. 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 Rookie error here. Sitting. Now I'm gonna buy a battery, and a different error is gonna pop up. Oh, okay, it worked. Okay, so I didn't completely bork it. That's really good news. I can store an energy. Yes. Yes. Now's the big question of, are my state differences being tracked? No, it's just storing the whole state. And that's going to get incredibly expensive because I'm storing 2 copies of the state every single time. Like, what I can do is I could just have the previous state, but it's just quite expensive. I did the math. Over 1,000 games, that's going to be a gig. Every 1,000 games is 1 gig, and that's just not many. It's not the end of the world, but I don't have that big of a database, so I'm constrained on size. And it's crazy that just an object a couple of kilobytes big can trip you up that hard. Alright, so the ticker's borked, and we're recording the entirety of my objects. And in reality, I just want the changes, the diff. So my diff function's broken right now, which is why I started writing it as a hard-coded function. Comparing the two objects should be much faster than any of the database operations that I do. It's just not doing them right yet. That's really cool that the game can still continue on. Although with the ticker broken, the my little animation broke with it. This is gonna be one of the most painful edits that I'm gonna have to do in some time, which is why I'm dragging my feet so much on it. Alright, so the two major things we got to deal with is this. The ticker is no longer being pulled from the ticker. It's going to be the accumulation of my changes. But the big thing is my diff. So we're doing the 2A diff. Good. Refresh the API. That's new. So I just gotta commit one action. Bam, steel carbon. Now we should see. Yeah. Now why aren't you diffs? See, all this, these ones are easy to be deleted up here too. Active player 0. Yeah, I just never even bothered looking to see what that does. Which is bad, you should do that. Script kidding. I wasn't dead. Oh, come on. In OT? What are you doing to me? Dang, good shot. Ugh. There's nothing coming out of that. Fine. I want to have fun. I'm not having any fun. those furries. Oh, coward. Yep. Is that me? Is he complaining to me? Answer that guy. Alright, so set message value. How dare you? Just stand still always. Oh shoot. I think my team gave up. I saw him. Yeah, they're dropping like flies. Oh well. Alright. I was having a little fun there. Booling around. Sinister value. Tried. Tried so hard, got so far, and it didn't even matter. Jeez. Alright, let's take another leak. Burb. Okay, check this out. Thanks to ChatGPT, we've revised our get to a diff to not only... It was basically just checking to see if the internal objects were different or the same. But now, batteries changed. The amount of energy my battery array changed. My active contracts and awards changed. This is way better. This is way, way better. And is this writing properly now? Play card 20. Yeah. That's so cool. That's so freaking cool. Now we're just gonna... Whoa, hang on. That's cool. That's really simple. That's great. Shnikes, this might be all we need. And this is way better than the 200 lines of code I did to hard code all this. This is so much more sensible. I don't even care if it's less performant. So we're saying apply the patch of our target object, which would be our game state. And then also after and reverse it. That's really freaking cool. Then we'll have our patch nums. Well, as long as they're ordered by ID, it should be fine. It's not ideal. I'm debating in my head right now if I split, so this is sort of the... I don't like showing off my database. RIP, Mr. Internet. Cool, that's really cool. So now I have an ability to essentially... What I wanted to have is a fast forward and rewind button to the state. So essentially we'll have all the patches, and then you'll be able to go from the current game state backwards and forwards in time based on what patch you're on. And it'll just be the difference from the current going forward. Cool. Very cool. Sweet. All right, so that's really cool. That was the main thing that I wanted to solve today, so I consider today a success. Revising this so the forward and backward. Really, really cool. And then if I go to get to a diff, I get my previous state and next state. So we patch in. Do I want to call it like previous state patch? Because state's already here. It's not the state, it's the patch. All right. I think we go with these. And then we go to the state change event. Prev patch. Next patch. Delete the table. Great, so now we'll have a list of all of our patches for our games as we move forward in time, so that we can then apply these patches recursively. I can throw the patch portion into the front end as well, so I can just manipulate the DOM as it is. And then a fast forward to retrieve the actual. So essentially we'll have two states, the OG state and the manipulated state. This is really cool. So it's recursively going through all the levels of the object, and if anything's different, interesting. So we're doing the spread operator here on both an array and an object. If it's an array, then I spread. So this is essentially our copy portion, so that we return not the original array, but a mutated array. And then output becomes this guy here, which is the spread of my objects. Very cool. Super cool. So hopefully I can delete all this garbage. Beautiful. And this is my save load feature for iterating through the game state while you're looking at it in game. Nice. Now, the apply patch, this is basically only needs to exist on the front end. So we'll go to game. So yeah, some sort of boodle. Yep. Yeah, I just don't need these. It's all TypeScript stuff. And I have a weird mix of TypeScript and JavaScript because sometimes you just get tired of typing. But for the really core elements, it's nice having a definitive structure to what you're working with. This is really good. This is great. Now I can apply this to the front end by having, on the ticker side of things, a prev and forward and reverse option. So instead of having our ticker, we're going to always return the entirety of our new state tracker, which is going to happen. So this is, yeah, just some basic stuff before we dive in and we edit the game state. What we do is we copy it, structured clone. It is a inbuilt JavaScript function that does a deep copy. So instead of it being a reference to a point in memory for holding all the data for this object, it's actually creating a new reference in memory so that never the twain shall meet. And we edit the game state based off of whatever function we pass into it, and that was all our helpers that we did beforehand. Cool. Take the forward and reverse. Nice, nice, nice. Cool. And now to implement, I'm gonna go to our ticker. Let's just make this easy. We're gonna rip out 2 buttons from here. Yeah, they're just simple on clicks. I want 1 button to apply reverse and 1 button to apply next. I don't even care where they're showing up right now, so just gonna throw them right at the bottom. Previous state, next state. And now I need to grab the data. I don't know if it's in a hook yet. Nav is whatever. Oh yeah, because these are referencing functions that no longer exist because I ripped them, right? So apply previous state patch. Apply next state patch. We have an array of values. So we have the length of our game's history, and this feels like a GIMP moment. There we go. Supplying myself real quick. So what's happening in the game right now is we have a series of states. Oh God, why is it? Let's crank that down to like 10. We have a series of states. So I do an action. So start the game. This is my state. I perform 1 action. I go to the next state. I perform 1 action. I go to the next state. What we're doing right now for history of the game is we track the changes between these states as we move forward. My face is in the way. We track the changes as they go forward. And at every point there is a previous and next. And these are separate objects that only contain the changes between one step to the next. So this will be my 0th state. Current state. And then this will be like 1, 2. And every single time we step back in time, I'll just count backwards and apply the changes. So remember, these are both cheese. I'm just doing this to remember that they are in fact objects. They're not just hanging around for the sake of everything. And these also have an array of strings which keep track of the actions as so described by the server. Whew. Okay, so we start here. We have our actual state. And then I need to apply previous to this state in order to make my previous state. Got it? Because I barely got it. Ugh. Dang. And now to implement that in code, we got to look at this guy here. Oof. I forgot we exploded out the game state into all its constituent parts here. So now I'm wondering if we have like a viewable state, because these, not these values, these will be pretty static, but these all can change from state to state, which means they can't be hooks. I need to essentially have some sort of hook, like viewing history set. I'm not gonna finish this up tonight because this is, I gotta do a little more thinking about it. But what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna disconnect whether you're watching the live view of the game or the history, because if you're clicking back, someone makes a change, you get brought up to the present, that would suck. And it would keep getting shunted back into the present, that would suck. So what I want is I want a reverse arrow. I want a play button to bring me back to live. And I want a forward arrow, which will be initially grayed out, but this will alternate between gray and not, whether or not you're watching the live state. And if you're not watching the live state, it will let you advance and go back and forward between where we're at in the game. And I'm doing this because a lot of things happen in the game, and also having the changes will really help me with animations to keep track of. I essentially want to be applying a patch every single time the game state advances, and I want the patch application forward and backwards to trigger some sort of animation. Because some stuff happens when you actually use the game. Yeah. It's complaining that these functions don't exist. Yeah, last I checked, we're at about somewhere between 15 and 18,000 lines of code. It's a lot. So these are the buttons that I made. They're hooked up to empty functions right now, just so the compiler stops complaining at the moment. Transpiler, whatever you want to call it. Yeah, welcome back. Sorry to hear your internet crashed, dude. What we're thinking about right now is trying to figure out how to fast forward and reverse state. Dang, that's too many. That's too many pings. It's a lot of pings. And also my ticker's busted, because I need to, this will be an exploded out version of my various state change variables, concatenating all of their ticker arrays. This is one of the worst edits for the game that I've done in a while. This sucks. This is a lot of ugly under the hood refactoring that when we get to the final state of being able to go back and forth in time, it'll be cool. But right now, this is rough. But let's write it down so we don't forget what we're doing. Cool. Done with all this. Where the comparator works just fine. What I want is a rewind, play, and fast forward buttons on front end under ticker. Display ticker again by combining the same changes, tickers, implement live view versus history view. I'm going to bed soon, dude. I got work in the morning. It's 10. There's no way in hell I'm playing tonight. Live view versus history view. No, absolutely not. I'm going to bed soon. Basically, as soon as I finish this, keeping track, I'm going to bed. I haven't seen my wife all weekend. I went to a bachelor party for a friend of mine. I'm playing guitar in his wedding. I haven't slept well. I barely seen my wife. There's a cookie waiting for me downstairs. I'm very excited to eat. Display ticker. This is kind of separate from these. Live view and history when it comes to state. I think I do want to track history position going forward from. Yeah. That way history doesn't shift around whenever the thing gets updated. And so that means here, instead of viewing history, set viewing history. Live state view. And then finally, I want animate whenever history is hatched. Okay. No, just do it, man. What are you doing? Come on. Alright. Got some work done. I'm very happy with actually getting the object comparator done today. So I'm tapping out. I'm going to bed. Thanks for stopping by, Odie. Appreciate it. Hope you have a good day tomorrow. I need sleep so bad, so I'm going to bed. Good night.